Hey, this is Off the Cuff, and I'm Steve from TorahFamily.org. You know, over the years, I've heard many refer to John chapter 13, verses 34 and 35 to say how Yeshua brought a new commandment for his followers. Now, maybe you're watching this teaching, and that's something you were brought up with. Thus, it's something you believe today. If that's the case, please consider what this view actually does. First, let's look at those verses real quick. John chapter 13. A new command I give you. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, all men will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. Now, when quickly reading over these, it can easily look like Yeshua was indeed giving a new command here. However, when we look a little deeper, we have to ask if Yeshua was giving a new command or simply expounding on an existing command for the first time to his disciples. Think of it this way. It's just like a teacher giving the same lesson year after year to their students every school year. The lessons aren't new, but they're new to the students. Likewise with the disciples. It was a new command for them from Yeshua, yes, but it wasn't a new command. So, if this isn't a new command from Yeshua, but is actually something already established, where was it established at? It's actually from the Torah. It's found in Leviticus 19. It says, "Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against one of your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahweh." Love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahweh. Yeshua said to his disciples, "As I have loved you, so you must love one another." Now, look at what Yeshua said to his disciples and how it parallels exactly with what we see in Leviticus 19. "As I have loved you, my neighbor, so you must love one another, your neighbor." Yeshua is saying the exact same thing as given in the Torah. It's nothing new at all. It's just new to his disciples. So why is this so important to understand? If we say Yeshua was giving a new command, then we're making him a sinner. That's right. How is that? It's because that means he was adding to the word of Yahweh. Adding to the word of Yahweh is breaking the Torah. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. "Do not add to what I command you, and do not subtract from it, but keep the commands of Yahweh your God that I give you." You see, if Yeshua gave them a new command, then that would mean he added to the Torah. That would make him a lawbreaker. Thus, he would no longer be our spotless lamb. This is huge. Plus, he would no longer be fulfilling the law, but breaking the law. You can't be fulfilling the law if you're breaking it. Let me say that again. You can't be fulfilling the law if you're breaking it. And please remember, fulfilling the law is not doing away with it either. If you're married, you're supposed to be fulfilling your vows to your spouse. However, when you fulfill them, does that mean you're doing away with them? Of course not. Your marriage vows are something you always keep till death do you part, right? Likewise, Yeshua kept the Torah in fulfilling the Torah. He didn't do away with it. If we say that he did away with it, then we have him breaking Deuteronomy 4:2 again in the light of him subtracting from it. Yeshua neither added to the Torah by making a new command or subtracted from the Torah by doing away with it. If you believe he did either, your theology does away with Yeshua being our spotless lamb. We can't forget that Yeshua told his disciples to obey what Moses gave, that being the Torah. Matthew 23. Then Jesus said to the crowds and to his disciples, "The teachers of the law and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So you must obey them and do everything they tell you. But do not do what they do, for they do not practice what they preach." Yeshua was keeping with what was said in the Torah. Compare Deuteronomy 13. It is Yahweh your God you must follow, and him you must revere. Keep his commands and obey him. Serve him and hold fast to him. If we believe Yeshua gave anything other than the Torah, he would have been breaking the Torah. So, is your theology making Yeshua a sinner? It's at this point many try to say, "Well, Steve, Yeshua could break the Torah because he was over it." When someone says this, or something like it, they don't realize they are making our Savior out to be a hypocrite. Do as I say and not as I do. But again, if that were the case, he wouldn't have said he fulfilled the law, because he would have been breaking it. Yeshua was not and is not a sinner. He didn't add to the Torah, and he didn't subtract from it. He lived it out perfectly. He set an example for us to follow as Paul himself followed. 1 Corinthians 11:1. Follow my example as I followed the example of Christ. And we know Paul followed the law according to Acts chapter 21, verse 24. Yeshua gave us an example to follow. He wasn't a hypocrite, and he wasn't a sinner. He taught and lived the Torah and told his disciples to do the same. Think about it. Pray about it. But more than anything, be a doer of the word and not a hearer only. Until next time, Shalom.